Proclamation by the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament of Uganda. Whereas the vision of Parliament of Republic of Uganda is transformed, independent and people-centered parliament, aware that the 98th Assembly of the Interparliamentary Union, IPU, resolved that members foster a direct contact between parliamentarians and citizens through meeting and discussion at all levels, nationally and internationally. Further aware that the 126th Assembly of IPU reiterated the need to close the link between Parliament and the people under the overall theme of its general debate, Parliaments and the people bridging the gap. Cognizant of the fact that there is need to implement the commitment of the 98th and 126th IPU Assembly by bringing Parliament closer to the people. Noting that Rule 17.1 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament provide that Parliament meets on such days and places as the Speaker determines. Now, therefore, in accordance to Rule 17.1 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament, I hereby proclaim that 1. That Parliament shall sit in Kaunda grounds in Gulu City on 28th, 29th, 30th of August 2024. 2. Kaunda grounds in Gulu City to be the precincts of Parliament for the above-mentioned purpose, given under my hand at Parliament House, Kampala on 7th day of August 2024.
Item 3, communication from the Chair.
The Right Honorable Deputy Speaker, who is about to arrive to join us, and honorable members of Parliament, the leader of the government business and the entire front bench, the leader of opposition and the shadow cabinet ministers, all the leaders present, notably the resident district commissioners and the city commissioners, the chief administrative officers, the district chairpersons, the district internal security officers, the local council leaders, the religious leaders, the representatives of the civil society, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to this historic sitting of Parliament of Uganda at Kaunda Ground, Gulu City. It is the first time in the post-colonial times that the Parliament of Uganda is sitting outside the capital city of Uganda, and that is in Kampala. In a special way, please join me in thanking the lovely people of Gulu City for the warm welcome and extraordinary hospitality they have accorded to us while we are here. Thank you so much, the people of Gulu. I would also want in a special way to thank the President of Republic of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who endorsed our sitting in Gulu and equally supported us to sit in Gulu. We want to thank him so much, and we are forever grateful to him. I want to thank and commend the Clerk to Parliament and his staff for ensuring that the success of this sitting is going to be done. And I want to thank you, my members, my staff. You're really wonderful staff of Parliament. In a very, very special way, I want to thank the members of Parliament. You're very grateful. You're very, very, very gracious people. Traveling from Kampala to Gulu, it means a lot. It means you're really leaders who love your country. You love Uganda, not Gulu. You love Uganda. All the way from the west, all the way from the east, all the way from central, and you're sitting in Gulu. Thank you so much for coming. Honorable members, the decision to hold parliamentary sitting in Uganda's traditional 4 regions is a strategy to bridge the gap between Parliament and the people. It was a product of an elaborate cost-benefit analysis and attention to specific and varying nature of distinct realities affecting different regions of Uganda. We've always sat in Parliament, made decisions for the country, forgetting that the regions differ from one region to the other. They have distinct issues that need to be handled region per region. Honorable members, contrary to the misinformation by some members and a section of the public, the regional sitting of Parliament are budget neutral. We are not incurring additional costs. The strategic decision was taken to upgrade the always budgeted for parliamentary outreaches into a fully fledged house sitting which will deliberate upon matters that are distinct and pertinent to specific regions hosting the sittings. Unlike outreaches, the deliberation during this sitting will culminate into parliamentary resolutions and will require government action. We have money that is always available for outreaches. And in these outreaches, we could only go and invite the leaders of the area, and we discuss with the leaders of the areas. But this case, we said, instead of calling only the leadership of the area, let's go and have a sitting in that specific region, get issues that are affecting the region, have resolutions, and forward it to executive for action to be taken in a particular area. When you look at the budget of Parliament, no money was added for this sitting. So the misinformation, the people who are moving with the misinformation just don't like the northern region. Parliament is not a stationary building. The building in Kampala is not Parliament. It is an arm of government that can convene in any part of the country, and this is not unique with the legislature. It is also being done with the judiciary. And this is prescribed under Article 95(2) of the Constitution, that the Speaker shall proclaim at any one time where Parliament should sit. And where Parliament is where the Speaker is. and where the speaker proclaims, and that this will be parliament. So this perception of saying parliament must always sit in Kampala is being selfish. The next time we can sit anywhere, we can even proclaim the middle of Kampala Road to be parliament, and we shall sit. A people-centered parliament must be responsive to the needs of the citizens, or else society will be without effective parliamentary representation. Remember, our role as parliament is one: representation, legislation, appropriation, and oversight. The 11th Parliament, right from inception in 2021, vowed to put the people at the center of the legislative process and its decisions. That is why we are taking Parliament to the people. We have brought Parliament to the people. We don't want people to come to Parliament. We have brought it to the people. Legally and procedurally, the regional sittings of Parliament are anchored in Article 95(2) of the Constitution of Republic of Uganda, 1995, where some of us were not even there, but they understood that at one time we would decide to sit in Gulu, sit in Mbarara, Masaka, and it is also prescribed under Rule 17 of the Rules of Procedure of Parliament, which empowers the Speaker to convene Parliament at such a place and time through a proclamation, which proclamation we have already done. You may recall that at the start of today's sitting, that proclamation was done, and it has always been done. That's why we always sit in Kololo. It is the same legal basis upon which Parliament sits in Kololo, under the ceremonial grounds and Kampala Serena Hotel. In any case, Gulu, where we are holding the historic sitting, is part of Uganda. And therefore, no one in their own right mind or state of mind can attempt to deprive the beloved people of northern Uganda the opportunity of the landmark sitting. And how I pray that those who are saying they boycott do not come to Gulu or to the greater north when it is only campaign time. Honorable members, this is the first of the planned 4 regional sittings that Parliament will host in the financial year. In the second quarter, we shall go to another region. The next sitting will be communicated where we shall be sitting. It can either be in the east, western, or central. At all these regional sittings, Parliament will prioritize matters of urgent and utmost importance to the specific region where we are hosting the sitting. Honorable members and the local community from northern Uganda will confirm that over the last few weeks, various parliamentary committees have been conducting the oversight role on various areas of service delivery in the region. The relevant committees will present their reports in the course of the next 3 days. We will discuss, and appropriate action will be taken by executive. And to confirm all this, That's why the president will be here tomorrow to hear the issues that are rising out of northern region. And remember, we've been budgeting for most of these activities. Now we need to understand whether there is value for money in whatever we have been appropriating money for. These reports, alongside with various motions, will be exhaustively deliberated upon by the House, and resolutions will be passed and transmitted to the relevant government agencies or departments for action. Pursuant to Rule 220 of the Rules of Procedure, the House will require actions taken on the reports from relevant agencies of government on the status of implementation of the findings from these committees that have been on ground and from what we have discussed in this session. I therefore want to urge members of Parliament from across the political divide to actively debate and deliberate on issues that are affecting this region. We can find a solution for the benefit and well-being of people of Greater North. In the spirit of constructive engagement, we encourage all the stakeholders to desist from opposing progressive initiatives aimed at fostering cohesion and growth, and embrace unity and cooperation in furtherance to inclusive decision-making and progress. Unity is strength. Let us build Uganda that will work for everybody. You cannot be seen to fight a decision of sitting in an area or in Gulu Kaunda grounds, where the Pope was in 1993. Gulu, which is in the history of in the map of political history of Uganda, and you're saying we are boycotting. Well, it has been boycotted, but I see all the members of Parliament here. I salute you, members of Parliament. Honorable members, over the last few weeks, the nation has had to contend with some of the difficulties, notably the loss of lives and destruction of property at the KITEEZI garbage landfill in Wakiso district. We also had the demise of Professor Edward Kidu Makubia, a former member of this House who represented Katekamu South constituency, and also a minister who served with distinct and different portfolios, including Minister of State for Luero Triangle, Minister of Education and Sports, Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, and then Attorney General and Minister of General Duties in the office of the Prime Minister. May we rise and observe a moment of silence in honor of the deceased.
May their souls rest in eternal peace.
Honorable members, 29th August 2024, which is tomorrow, His Excellency the President will grace this sitting and address the House and by extension the region and the nation in line with the Article 101(2) of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda